Hello everyone. Excuse me. Holy crap, we got 7 people here already. Usually we've got like 2 people. But how are we all doing, guys? Let me know what's up in chat. Hello everyone. It is awesome to see so many people here today. I think this is the most that we've had in quite a while in one of these things. This is really awesome. This is sick. Hello everyone. Oh, weird notification. There we go. How are we all doing, guys? Something you might notice. Look how smooth. Notice it's smooth. I finally fixed it. I had this like weird low frame rate thing going on. Hello everyone, how we doing? We got BW Gaming, Andrew. How you guys doing? Life's good. Good week so far. Hump day. Is it hump day? I think that's the term for a Wednesday. I don't know, ignore me. I can talk out my arse sometimes, honestly. I don't know when to shut up. Anyway, man, this is awesome. But yeah, I finally got the camera working properly. For ages I had this weird frame rate problem, but I don't have it anymore. So let's go. It's all working now. I'm a professional. I'm getting there. I'm not really a professional. I'm getting there though, you know, I'm getting there. But yeah, man, it's awesome to see so many people here. If you're new, welcome to the channel. My name is Sam. I go by Samster on this channel, though. And basically, what we do here is we make short films using motion capture technology and real-time rendering technology, like Unreal Engine 5, which just keeps getting more and more powerful, more and more awesome. And so what we are going to be doing today is we're going to be continuing our Lord of the Rings fan film. Okay, we've been working on it for the last few streams, building out the environment. If you haven't seen those lives, I recommend checking them out. They're all on my channel. You can go and see them. You guys have been enjoying it. Yeah, you did notice it? Yeah, no, exactly, man. It's like this weird weird frame rate thing that was going on. I had too many things plugged into the front of my computer, apparently. So I just moved everything to the back, and now the camera is the only thing plugged into the front, and that works. So awesome. There we go. I look more professional now, so we move. But yeah, we've been working on the environment. It's looking very good. I think we're all pretty happy with how it looks, honestly. And now we are going to be doing motion capture this live stream. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. 10 times better now. That's what we're about. Just keep improving, getting stuff better. But yeah, we're just going to be just constantly improving and working on stuff. We're going to be maybe refining the lighting a little bit, because although I was happy with what we did last time, there were some glitches, some weird artifacting happening on our metahuman because of the lighting. Like this weird, like, pixelated stuff on him. But I think I figured out how to fix it, so we'll be fixing that today. We'll also be doing the body mocap and facial mocap. I've already recorded them. They're done. They're imported into here, so that boring bit is over. But what we're going to be doing is we're just going to have Unreal Engine process it, both the facial and the body, and then we will start cleaning that mocap up. We'll be cleaning it up. I'm doing a lot of this. Shut up, Sam. Anyway, I've rambled on enough. Wait, is there anything else I need to say? Oh, yes. One more thing. I keep hitting this mic. Sorry about that, guys. I need to, like, lower it. There we go. So I have activated, I think it's called members. Something called members on my channel. I've only got one level of it right now because basically I don't want to like scam anyone. I don't want to make something that like people pay for and it's not good. So there's one level of membership now just called Lads. You can check out the benefits that you get from it. The main benefit that you will get from it is you will get early access to all my videos. That includes short films, that includes behind the scenes videos, that includes informative videos, breakdown videos. And if you guys have any ideas of what kind of content you want to see on this channel, maybe something that you haven't seen yet on the channel, maybe something you've seen another channel do and you'd love to see it be done on this one, let me know and I'll do those as well. And basically, people who pay for that membership, they'll be able to get early access to every single video before anyone else sees it. Again, no pressure. It's just, I don't make money off this channel, but I want to really invest my time in this channel. But obviously, the channel's just not big enough to do that yet. So I was thinking, mate, how can I do something where there's an exchange? I don't want to just ask for money. I want to do something where there's an exchange, where you guys actually get something. So that is an option. Again, there's no pressure. You do not have to do it because the videos come out regardless. But if you are interested in something like that, check it out. But yeah, again, no pressure. All right. But anyway, that's the last thing I need to say. So let's just get right on into this. I've talked way too much. So this is what we did last stream. So we finished our Mount Doom. All right. This was the design. Again, we're going to fix the lighting, make it a bit, it's a little too yellow for me. It needs to match this color a bit more. So we need to go in there and fix this. But we were using reference. And so this is the area. I haven't made the altar yet. I'm going to do that in my own time. Or I might do that next live stream. I don't know. Could be something cool. Show you guys how I model and texture something real quick. But we're going to, this is going to be where Sauron is forging the One Ring. This is Sauron in his fair form. His name is Anatar. He is naked right now, but don't worry, I will be making some custom clothing for him using Marvelous Designer, which I'm very new to, right? I've never really used Marvelous Designer before, but it looks awesome. And I've heard really cool things about it, so I'm ready to just jump right into that in my free time and learn. So, basically, this is what it's looking like. We've got our embers going on, our lava, different things. The bridge, again, we were using our reference. If I pull up my reference here, there we go. So this was what we were working for with reference. So this is kind of some of the artwork that we were looking at. This is what the environment was looking like. He kind of looks like Michael Jackson. He does. He does. He does. He does. He does. He definitely does. Hang on. Which key is it? Is it that one? Okay. Let me. Someone in the comments told me. Oh. Thank you for the subscription, bro. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hang on, let me make this a bit bigger so I can read those a little better. Sweet, there we go. Now I can actually now I can actually read it. Couldn't read it before. There we go. Professional over here, guys. Professional. I'm definitely a professional. Anyway, yeah, no, he does. I was trying to make him look fair because I kept looking at like reference of Anatar, and he always just is very He's like this balance of feminine features and masculine features. He appears very fair, but he is foul, which is why it's not as obvious because of the color of these lights right now. So if I turn, you'll see his eyes have got a bit of a glow to them. Actually, do you know what? Before we change the lighting, let's come in here let's edit his blueprint. I want to make them just a little bit more glowy. We did pump them a little bit last time, but basically what we want him to do is we want him to look fair, but his eyes to give away what he really is. That's the goal. That is what we are going for. So brightness, there we go. So there we go. That'll be better. And right, save all. There we go. See, it's like everything about him is like, oh, it's this nice guy, and then you got the eyes, just like Michael Jackson. No, I'm sorry, that was not appropriate. Okay, anyway, moving on. So we're going to play with these lights a little bit. Basically, we want to make sure that these lights... Okay, so that's what's happening. It's only lighting up that much. So let's increase the camera speed, and let's come down here. There we go. Okay, so this is what's going wrong. They need to be... Is that width? No, that's not width. That is height. So let's double the height. There we go. Or, let's do this. There we go. That's better. And then let's delete this, and then we're just gonna put a few lights along here, because we really want to get those shadows. If we come back to the reference here, especially, oh, I keep doing that. See, right here, we want to have that warm, aggressive underlight. Underlit? I don't know the terms, guys. I just know what to do. Most of what I learn off YouTube, so I don't really know the technical terms. I just know that it works. So, yeah, what are you going to do? Nope, still think it needs to be a little bit on the wider side. There we go. Okay, that's better, because without them it's a bit underwhelming, right? But then we bring him in and it adds that aggressive warmth that we want. And let's see what happens if we add a little bit of this to it. Let's just see what this does. I'm just experimenting here. It's good to experiment, guys. Don't hesitate. Don't pull away from experimenting. I like that. Just a bit of red, right? We want a bit of red. And then we got these rim lights for the up close shots, because as you can see, it just does a bit more highlights here. But from this angle, it looks pretty bad. So you hide them for these shots, and then for the more close-up shots like this, it adds that more intense light there. So that's a lot better. Okay. Okay. And is he got any... He has got the weird glitches. See, these, like... It's barely visible. If I hide the lights, they become visible. Oh, no, they don't. Okay. Ignore me. Ignore me, everyone. I'll just shut up. Okay. So, what we're going to do is... We are going to create a folder. Okay, and this is where we're going to add our sequence for this animation. All right, I did the whole mocap take in one, so the name of the short film is One, referring to the One Ring to Rule Them All. That's not all right. And so I'm going to go sequence, and we're just going to go into cinematic level sequence, and we're going to call it I'll just call it Anatar 01 for now. We'll change the name of it later on because we'll render different shots as different things. First thing we want to do is change the frame rate to 24 frames per second, because 30 FPS is not, it's not going to give you that filmic look. Video games are more 30 FPS. Well, I mean, most of them are 60 FPS now if you can afford an expensive console. I can't, so I have the old PS4 still, you know, still sturdy and can depend on it. It does 30 FPS. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring our Anatar metahuman into our sequence. And when you do this, it will automatically make the rig appear. Look at that. We've got the face rig and the body rig. And what this allows us to do is we can like come over here, and I've selected the head. And look at that. I can move his head around, and his hair is simulating in real time. I can do this. Look, see? He could be heavy, hardcore rock star. Woo! All right. I'm getting more and more cringe, guys. I'm sorry. I need to work on it. And then here we can play around with like his mouth. See? We can do that. We can make that eye look that way. Hey guys, he's real dangerous, I swear. He's much more dangerous than he looks. Oh, we got a question. What's your favorite part of the process when making a short film? Hey, Izzy, welcome to the live stream. Good to see you. Thanks for taking some time to join the live stream. It's a bit of an interesting moment to join. Got the derpy eyes going on. What's your favorite part of the process when making a short film? That is a very good question, because there's a lot of aspects that I really enjoy. If I had... Okay, I can give you two. I can't break it down to the one, I'm sorry, but I would say the two bits that I love the most is making your environment. I love making environments and, you know, bringing all the pieces together and like essentially like a jigsaw piece and building this really cool looking environment. I would say I love doing that. That's something I adore doing. You know, I had so much fun last live stream finishing off this environment. It's so cool when you see your hard work pay off and it comes together and looks like something really cinematic. I know I'm saying this while I've got Sauron looking in two different directions. A bit of a, you know, this isn't so cinematic, but hey, you know. And then the second thing I would say is motion capture. I love doing the motion capture. I think I've said in a previous live stream, but I did acting for a number of years before I fell in love with visual effects. That was my goal. I was like, I want to be an actor. And then I spent some time with actors, and I started to realize, maybe I don't want to be an actor anymore, because there's a lot of people in the acting industry that kind of worship themselves, and it's difficult to be around, guys. It's difficult to be around. And whenever I spent time with the director or the director of photography, DP, or the visual effects artists or the lighting artists, it was just they were so much more humble, and they just loved what they were doing. They weren't doing it to be famous. I feel like it can be a bit of a flip of a coin when you work with actors. Sometimes you meet awesome actors, who just love what they do, and they're doing it because they love it. And those guys are awesome, and you know, they are the best to work with. And I've had the pleasure of working with people like that many times, and they are awesome. But there's also the other guys, and the other guys do acting because they want to be famous. They're not fun to be around. I pretty much hate spending time with them. You get pretty sick of them pretty quickly. They're very toxic. So I kind of just made this decision. Well, my passion had always been directing, and that fell into acting. And so I kind of then went backwards and went, okay, what could be something I could do where I go back to that seat of being a director, where I'm just focusing on creating rather than the fame and selling myself as a product. And so that's what that was. And so I love mocap. I still have a passion for acting. I love to act. I do all the acting in these short films, guys. It's me. Like, you guys know this. I'm a one-man army. Like, all the voices, all the characters, they're me. Like, sometimes I'll bring my brother in to do mocap. So, like, for example, the Real Steel 2 that we're working on, I have got myself and my brother Caleb. Shout out Caleb. We are doing the motion capture for that together, because it's a lot easier when you have two people being able to do the choreography off of each other, boxing. But yeah, I would say those are my two favorite things. It's the creating the environment. I love listening to like cinematic music as well, like cinematic trailer music while I make it. Really gets me immersed. So that, and then the motion capture, because it's just cool being in the motion capture suit with the head rig, and you feel like a kid again, because you don't have a set and props. It's just you by yourself, or you with one other actor in a room in a motion capture suit. So it really makes you feel like a kid in your room again, playing with toys, kind of just imagining, this stick is a lightsaber and this rock is a hand grenade, and so I would say that those are the things that I love. Man, I wanted to learn Unreal Engine so bad for cinematic short film type thing like you. What resource would you recommend on YouTube for Unreal? I'm a complete beginner, but I know Blender well. Izzy says, I understand what you mean. Who is better at acting, you or Caleb? Oh, Caleb's got me beat there, he's got the looks, he's got the hair, he's got the socks, he's got his bright pink socks that he walks around in. Yeah, he's got me beat. To answer your question about a good thing to do for, I would recommend these guys. What are they called? I keep forgetting. There we go. So if you are a beginning, if you are a beginner and you don't know where to start on trying to learn Unreal Engine, go to these guys, Bad Decision Studio. And this is why. Look, Unreal Engine 5 beginner tutorials. It is a 20 video long tutorial where they go through every single aspect of Unreal Engine from beginning to end. They go through everything, and they go from beginner stage to advanced stage on each section. Okay, so I really recommend these guys. It's Bad Decision Studio. Okay, so if you search those guys on YouTube, they're an awesome channel. I recommend them almost every stream, because they are who taught me metahumans. Okay, because they also have some really awesome, like, they make a custom metahuman that looks like Darth Maul. They show you how to use metahuman animator. So I really recommend checking these guys out. If you want to start learning Unreal Engine, check out Bad Decision Studio, okay? Definitely check those guys. Ugh. Anatar has seen better days. Okay, well, hope that answers your question. Good answers. Environment building is so fun. It is, man. I love it. It's one of my favorite bits. I'm not a very good character creator, which is why I love metahumans, because it just takes the work out of it. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to delete these rigs. Okay, we don't need these rigs. Yeah, man, no worries. If you guys have any questions, doesn't even have to be a question. It could be a comment about something that we're doing today or whatever, right? Shoot it in the chat. Don't hesitate. We're all here to have fun, ask questions, and just see the fun of filmmaking. But so we've got our character. I've got to stop. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into this plus sign at body, and right at the top you can see that it says animation. So we want to come here, but it says No results. Check your filter. Oh, okay. So it's loaded stuff. There it is. Anatar mocap _ Unreal Engine 5. So we click on that. Might take a second. And there we go. There he is. You can see it's quite a long recording. So we're going to bring our way all the way out. Bloody hell, this is really long. I only have so much mouse pad. Come on. There we go. So let's bring this along here. Because what you might notice is if I bring it... Yeah, Izzy, see you on Sunday. God bless to you too. It's good seeing you. Enjoy the rest of your week. Okay, so see here, we got him working on the ring, but obviously he is over here. He's supposed to be over here. But we got to fix that, okay? So, and you can also see like his feet are hovering. But where's the rig? The rig's gone. I can't fix anything. Don't worry. This is what we've got to do. You've got to click on the body and you've got to right click. When you right click the body, you will see bake to, there it is, bake to control rig. And this is what we've got to do. We've got to bake it down as an animation sequence onto the rig that you just saw earlier. And then we can play around with it, okay? So it's metahuman _ control rig. So you don't have to worry about changing anything there. You just hit create. It's going to take a second because this is quite a long animation. But essentially what it's going to allow us to do is it's going to allow us to come in and alter any part of this animation that we don't like. So for example, there's one section of this animation where Anatar, he crafts the ring and then he puts on the ring. Now, Rococo is awesome. Their gear is awesome. However, and by gear I mean their hardware, alright? Chill. But the problem is, when it comes to hand placement, you kind of get a bit of a drifting that happens unless you buy their new Rococo coil, which gives you like exact precision, but that thing's like over $1,000, and I don't have that kind of money lying around yet. So there's a moment in the motion capture where Anatar takes the ring and he puts it on his ring, puts the ring on his finger. Okay, now the only problem is when you see the mocap, which I'm about to show you, his hands are, well, let me just show you. That is not what we want. So, what does that mean we have to do? Well, it means that what we have to do is we have to clean hand placement up and everything, okay? So, do you know what I might do? So, here we go. Additive. So, see this plus sign? We've got metahuman control rig. We've got our entire animation baked down. So, we're going to hit plus. Additive. Now, this is what is now going to allow it, and this is why you need to make sure that the bake goes as long as the animation, because if I was to hit bake and I only had it up until about here, all of this would be deleted. So it's really important that before you hit bake, you make sure your timeline has the entire animation in between the brackets. Okay, we hit this additive, and what that allows us to do is now, in a non-destructive way, alter the animation. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring his shoulders out, because his shoulders are looking a little bit on the weird side. So we're going to bring his shoulders out by one click each. We are then going to bring his shoulders forward too. You don't have to do this, but I just found that I kind of do this with every metahuman. I bring the arms out one click, and by doing that you just select this, and that means it will snap every 10 degrees. So you bring the arms out 10 degrees each, and then you bring the shoulders forward 20 degrees each. And it just adds a bit more of a natural arm and shoulder placement. Because if you don't do that, the arms are kind of like this, and it just looks a bit weird. And you can tell it's mocap put on a metahuman, and kind of pulls you out of it, which we want to avoid. So this is what we're going to do now, because his hair is going to get in the way. For now, we will bring it back So we're going to hit save because we had a crash the other live stream. It was not fun. So we're going to try and avoid that. So we're going to just make his hair not visible while we work on the animation, just because it's a bit in the way and I don't really want to have to put up with it. So there's his hair, it's visible. There we go. He's a bit interesting. Okay, let's do this. All right, now obviously the most important thing here is, well, he's not near the altar, so let's fix that. Yeah, so let's rotate him about 90 degrees. Let's find, here we are. So this is what I had him doing, is he was like this, kind of working on the, and it's okay if he doesn't line up perfectly with this makeshift altar, because we're gonna replace it. And we don't have to worry about his feet being perfect, because we're going to avoid showing his feet. I would really recommend that if you are working with mocap, try and avoid showing the feet. It's usually a bit of a immersion breaker, unless you have those really advanced suits that have like the white dots on them and are really pinpoint accurate. You can tend to get a bit of feet sliding, and it's just best to avoid it, right? So I find that just avoiding altogether having the feet in shot is the best way to do it. If you are going to have the feet in shot, try and have it as like a wide shot and not a close-up, because you will run into problems. Usually I've ran into problems plenty of times with it, so I like to just try and stay away from it. So this is, we'll just bring this down just so it's a bit more accurate. Again, we don't have to worry about it being perfect, because this isn't the real altar. This is just something to put in the way. But you see now it looks like, okay, now it looks like he's actually working away on something. This is great. And obviously you might be going, where's his clothes? Don't worry. Don't worry about his clothes. What we're going to do, well, it's something I'm going to do in my own time, because I am new to Marvelous Designer. But essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to bake this new animation once we clean it up, and from there we are going to bring it into Marvelous Designer and then simulate his clothing on it, and then we'll bake that simulation down and bring it in. Oh, hit the mic again. Bake that simulation down and then bring it in, and that'll add another feel of realism to it with his cloak moving around. Because if you saw the thumbnail of this live stream, he has these like long white gowns. So that's kind of the idea here. Now, you might be thinking, okay, well, we need the ring and we need, because this is looking good. Hello, I am new around. May I ask, how do you do mocap? So I do mocap with Rococo. I use Rococo, which is an inertial motion capture suit, I believe. Basically, the same kind of sensor that's in your phone that tells it whether it's like landscape or portrait and then adjusts the screen. It's essentially got a bunch of advanced versions of those in different areas of the suit. And so it makes you stand in an I pose, I believe it is, straight pose. You have your arms by your side, feet together, kind of looking ahead like that. It calibrates, and then you have your fingers and your body, and you can move around, and everything looks cool. I've got a few videos on my channel where I show myself using them, so you can check those out and you can like see how it kind of works in more detail. But yeah, I use Rococo because it's solid. It does good. It does do good mocap. I know they sometimes get a bit of criticism from some people, but honestly, for the price, it's pretty incredible. Like, usually you have to spend so much. It is so. This is the thing, right? The only reason I can afford the Rococo suits is because me and one of my best mates called Daniel, we're working on a feature film together called Dark World. We have a trailer on this channel that's done really well, and we're in the motion of finishing up the script right now, because we wanted to rewrite it once we saw the attention it got. We were like, this is not good enough for the attention that it's gotten, so we're improving it drastically. And through that, we were able to convince an investor to give us money to be able to afford the Rococo suits. But I believe there's a bundle that you can get, and it's a couple $1,000 or a couple £1,000, which again, for a mocap suit, is very good, because the next suit up, which is XN's, you're spending 15 grand on one suit, and that's without gloves. Rococo, you get gloves in the bundle. So for what it's worth, it's incredible. It really allows indie creators access to mocap. It allows us to create things like what I'm creating. I wouldn't be able to do this without it. There is like cool video to mocap software out there. Cool, I will check that out. Yeah, no, definitely check it out, man. They're called Rococo. Rokoko. Rococo. But yeah, this is what we've got. Now, you might notice something here while we're looking at this. He's pretty expressionless right now. And that's because we haven't put the facial mocap on. So, let's do that now, shall we? Do you know any ways for free mocapping? Yes, there is a app that Rococo has. Well, it's not an app, but well, for your computer. Basically, they have a video to mocap software, Rococo Vision. They have a paid version, which allows you to use multiple cameras, which can really improve it. Or you can use their single video Rococo one. And so basically, you have to film yourself up against like a white wall or a green screen, so it's really obvious that it can tell your silhouette. And then you film yourself doing some mocap, doing some sort of movement, and it can then take that and turn it into motion capture for you to use. It's not as good as the suit, obviously, and it's not as good as their 2-cam Rococo Vision software, but it's for free, and I've used it plenty of times, and it worked great. I did have to bring it into Blender and clean it up a little bit, but it was solid, free mocap, and it worked great. And so once I used that until I was able to afford the actual suits, which I didn't even buy them. It was me and my best mate together with the investment. So this is what we're going to do, is we're going to come in here and we're going to use MetaHuman Animator. Now, some of you might know what MetaHuman Animator is. Oh, there I am. You truly are marvelous. Thanks for the information. Thank you. I don't know about marvelous. I'll take the compliment. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Just being myself, really. But let's hit save. So what we're going to do here is we're going to process our facial mocap, and then from there what we can is we can then bring it on to our MetaHuman, and it's going to look really nice. And the reason why it's going to look really nice is because MetaHuman Animator does something a little different than a lot of those cool mocap, facial mocap, facial mocaps that you see. You are awesome, basically. Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't think I am, but I appreciate the compliment. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, so the usual, like, there's a Rococo facial mocap. There's a couple other facial mocaps, like free apps that you can get. Some of them are not free though, and they're almost like a Snapchat filter. Like they use your front-facing camera and they try and figure out like how are your eyes moving, how are your eyes squinting, how are your eyebrows moving, and how are your lips moving. But the problem with that is that it never gets it perfectly right, because there are so many subtle movements and expressions in the human face. It's why the big billion-dollar worth studios still struggle to make CG humans that look real. You know, it's the uncanny valley. The more you try and make your CG character look real, the less real it looks. You get this like steady incline where it's like looking more real, therefore we can relate to it more. And then right before you hit perfect photorealism, there's a big old dip. and then it comes back up. And that is the uncanny valley. That's where Polar Express falls into. And a lot of the weird CG heads that we see in films fall into. And so obviously we have the whole advantage of this being just animated, so people already are suspending their belief a little bit. But what's really special about MetaHuman Animator is that it uses the depth camera in your iPhone. So if you think about it, I think you are using ID's mocap for face capture, right? I'm using MetaHuman Animator, and basically what it does is it uses the normal camera, as you're seeing here. This is the normal camera, but it's also using the depth pass, and so it's then combining them, and it creates incredibly detailed mocap, and it's so good. Like, honestly, it's freakishly good. And as you can see, I don't have any trackers, I don't have any markers on my face, and yet it's still going to look really cool. It'd be really funny if we do this now and it just glitches out and it looks really bad. That would be really funny. It would suck, but it would be a great clip. But so what it's going to do is it's going to combine, and by depth pass, what I mean is, you know, like when you use Face ID, it's using the depth pass to understand the geometry of your face, and so it does the same here. So what we have is we have our footage lined up, we have our we have our ID. Yes, Live Link. Yes, that is the app that I'm using, the Live Link app. But I'm using the MetaHuman Animator version of it. There is a version of Live Link where you can just stream it like in real time, but that uses the older version that isn't as good, where it just tries to guess. All right, so we have everything set up here, and so then what we do is we just hit process. Now, what you might notice in one of the earlier parts of this as it's processing is I open my mouth and then I close it. And the reason why I do that is it's a sync clap, because the mocap is being recorded in Rococo Studio and the facial mocap is being recorded in the Live Link app. And I really need to make sure that they line up right, because there you go, it's starting to do it. So it's first going to do a pass just using the video, and then it's going to do a pass using the depth, and that's when it will look really good. So it won't look as good this first time it goes through, and then it will do the depth pass, and that will look really good. So here I am doing the sync clap. So the problem with what was I saying? My mind. I understand. I don't know new features regarding That's all good. It's all good. But yeah, Live Link is really good. I use it all the time for MetaHuman. For anything else, the problem is it's like mainly for MetaHuman. You can't really use MetaHuman Animator on anything that isn't using the MetaHuman rig. So you either have to use a different software, or you're going to have to try and rig your character to the MetaHuman rig, which is a task in of itself, and I don't even go near trying to do that. I would much rather just pay someone. But yeah, so it's going to take a while, isn't it? Is it frozen? No, it hasn't. Okay, phew. But basically, it's going to go through and do this, and the sync clap is there because they are recorded at separate times, and so when we try and bring them together in the sequencer, we have to make sure they line up. If they don't line up, you're going to notice as a viewer, the relationship between your eyes and your head movement is a very intimate one, okay? And so if, let's say, there's a second delay in the facial mocap to the body mocap, you're going to notice, because the eyes are probably just going to do this rather than lock and then turn, right? Your eyes never glide. It's one of the biggest giveaways in a fake animation is when the eyes glide. Eyes never glide. They are lock, 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 lock. They never glide. So you have to make sure it's synced up so that that kind of small detail is noticed. And so that's what we're doing here. We're just making sure that this works. Character Creator 4 released a plugin not too long ago that allows you to use MetaHuman Animator with characters you make inside of there. Oh, that is sick. Really? Oh, that's so awesome. I never knew that. Thank you for letting me know. I'll have to check it out. I'm pulling some interesting facial expressions here. trying to bring in my trying to convey my acting, bring in my acting, you know. That's really cool, and that will be very useful then, because I will try and, do you know what? Let me just do this while it's doing this, and because once it does the depth pass, that will be really cool to show you. But yeah, so that's what it's just doing right now. This is like the most boring bit because I have to wait for it to process. But once it's processed, we will bring it in, sync it up, and then we can start cleaning up the animation. And also, what we're also going to do is we are going... Yeah, I prefer CC4 over MetaHuman, to be honest. Yeah, that's fair. I know a lot of people that use Character Creator 4. I don't, because I haven't had a chance to really learn it. MetaHuman is kind of the main thing, but I should definitely dip my toes into Character Creator 4 because I have heard good things about it, so it would be cool to play around with. But basically, what we're going to be doing now after we bring the facial mocap in is, yes, we need to clean up the mocap, but first we've got to bring in our props, ladies and gentlemen. And our props are the One Ring and then Celebrimbor's hammer. You might be thinking, who's Celebrimbor? Well, Celebrimbor is the elf who Sauron deceived into helping him craft the Rings of Power. The rings for men, and the rings for dwarves. The rings of elves also he crafted, but I don't think Sauron was able to touch them. They're pure, they're good. But it's the dwarven rings that are corrupt, and then the rings of men that are corrupt, and that turn them into the Nazgul that you see in Lord of the Rings. And then he like betrays Celebrimbor, kills Celebrimbor and his kin, and then parades around with him on a spear. I hope it's not the Celebrimbor from Amazon. No. It is the Celebrimbor hammer from the game Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War. So it's got more of an elven look to it. Yeah, so we're going to be using that, and he's the idea that he didn't have to be using that. I don't know if the lore says that he used it to craft his ring, but I just thought it'd be a cool narrative element to show to people who know those games that he's killed Celebrimbor, and now he is using his hammer after betraying him to craft his ring to then rule all the other rings. So that was kind of the idea with it. So we'll bring those into Unreal Engine. We'll set up the textures for those. We'll clean up the mocap, make it look nice, and then we'll move from there. It is about 2,300 frames done, which is pretty awesome. And once it finishes with this first pass, I'll bring it back on, because it is really cool seeing how the depth pass, really kind of like dark magic almost, improves the animation. It's kind of insane. Actually, you know what? While it's doing that, let's do this. So I can show you guys what. There we go. So you see here, this is the kind of look that we are going for with our Anatar. I'm not going for this look. Or this look. Can we do the face capture without having an iPhone? Do you know? I don't think so. I think that you would have to use another software, because I think it requires the depth pass. It requires the depth camera. So you would have to use the less advanced version, or you'd have to go into... you'd have to use maybe Rococo's facial capture. They've got a solid facial capture, and it works for Android as well as Apple. But yeah, the only problem is it's it requires the depth camera, I believe. But I'm not an expert on it. I'm sure there's stuff out there that informs it. But as you can see, he's supposed to. I mean, that's clearly AI generated, but you get what I mean. He's supposed to look very fair, and then his eyes give away that he's not so fair. Yeah, this is not the Celebrimbor we're using. Don't worry, we're using the Celebrimbor from the games. Shadow of Mordor. So like this. And so that's kind of the inspiration for this animation. Because I loved these games as a kid. There you go. That's the Celebrimbor from the games. He's a bit more of like an actual elven warrior who is deceived by Sauron, and then he's killed. And then that was a deleted scene from the Lord of the Rings where they were going to try and show his fair form for a brief moment. But anyway, so this is kind of like the inspiration for the design, and that's what we're going to be running with. It's trying to just make him look very majestic. There you go. There's him again. Not this guy. This look. The thing is, right, I've given him the ears. Here we go. It's doing the depth pass now, so you can see that it's much more accurate. But like, I gave him the ears. You'll be able to see them, but like, they're not that visible. Like, his hair kind of covers them, which is kind of annoying. Because I was like, I hope someone notices it. I'm hoping that when it comes out, someone notices that his ears look like that. But yeah, so damn, we got 8 viewers in here. It's kind of crazy how this has been growing, guys. Like, we started by probably having consistently 1 viewer, 2 viewers for a while. And now it's growing, and it's really awesome to see this community grow. We're almost at 6,000 subscribers as well, I think. Hang on, let me check. 5,796 subscribers. That is insane. Thank you, everyone that has taken time to subscribe. That is so awesome. I really appreciate it. But yeah, I've got a few short films on the way. We've got this one coming on the way, and then we've also got the Real Steel 2 short film that is on the way. The teaser is out, so if you guys want to check out the teaser, if you haven't seen it already, I recommend that, because it's a fun one. But yeah, so... Oh, it's taken a while, isn't it? But, yeah, it should get a bit more exciting in a second, guys. Facial expressions again. But it's really cool. See how it's like, it's coming through. The intensity is there. The intensity is there. But once it finishes doing this, we'll export it as an animation. And then from there, we can put it onto our Anatar head. And then from there, we can clean things up. Because it's... I mean, there's plenty of times where I've used MetaHuman Animator and it's been pretty much perfect. I've not had to touch it. But sometimes I've had to, right? You might want to exaggerate certain emotions. Certain emotions sometimes don't really come through, and that can sometimes be the error of the actor, or sometimes it can be the error of the motion capture software capturing the data. And then sometimes it can be both. But basically, what we want to make sure that we do is we really make these emotions come through. So if there's any moments when we watch this, once it's finished processing, where we're like, he looks a bit flat there. There doesn't look like there's as much emotion going on in his face. We can exaggerate things, mainly in the eye, nose, and eyebrow area. Like when you scrunch them all, it makes them look a bit more aggressive. I've been obsessing a bit over the relationship between your eyelids and your emotion, like trying to figure out how open are your eyes depending on a certain emotion, and how animators use that to express certain emotions, so, and exaggerating that in order to make it all look appropriate. So, like for example here, I'm trying to express a intrigue, but it looks a bit flat. So what could be interesting is in these shots, for example, is we bring the eyebrows in a little bit and raise them up a little bit to express the curiosity a bit more. Maybe we make the eyes a bit wider. Maybe the eyes open a little bit more as if he's like, oh, what's this? And he's a bit, so it's things like that that we can play around with that are really subtle. And you might think, oh, is there really any bother in doing that? But guys, it pays off. Like, it's the key is in all the subtleties, especially when it comes to facial animation, because we have so many muscles in our faces that can pull the smallest, the subtlest micro expressions. And if you're able to effectively bring those into your animation, it really can help bring something to life. It can really change it. Like, if you've ever seen, like, for example, Last of Us, they made the remake of the first game, right? And like, they went back in and they reanimated the faces, and it's really cool because immediately there's like emotion. Like, when you watch the cutscenes, there's emotions that I didn't pick up on when I played the original that all of a sudden I'm now picking up on, and my brain is reading and acknowledging because someone went in and animated those subtle expressions that, sure, they're not needed to express an emotion. You can get away with a lot if the voice acting is really good, but when it is there, you notice, and it just makes the person come alive more. Not to say that the original isn't incredible. I still have the original and play the original. Yeah, don't underestimate the power of the subtleties of facial animation. It really can be the be-all end-all when it comes to bringing a character to life, which is essential for a piece like this, right? We've got an evil Sauron. We want him to feel evil and corrupt and conniving and manipulative, but also have that fair elegance to him. So that is going to be something we want to effectively communicate through the animation, through the cinematography, through the lighting. That's going to be something that's going to be really fun to play around with, is different lighting aspects, making sure that those raw, warm lights are there, but we also have some like balance it out, have some cool lighting. Maybe the edge light is a bit more of a cool blue, but the orange is more like underneath him to kind of remind you of the lava down below. So should be cool to play around with, but it is, bloody hell, it is taking forever. I think in the future I'm not going to do this when I stream. I think in the future I'm just going to do this in my own time, so you guys don't have to listen to me yap for 20 minutes while we wait for this damn thing. Damn, man, we got a solid amount of people in here. Appreciate you all taking the time to be a part of these live streams, guys. It's really awesome to see you all here. It's getting there. That's an interesting facial expression. It's not a very flattering angle, is it? That is one of the things about facial mocap. Is like, in the moment you're like, oh, this is going to look cool, and then you watch it back and you're like, oh, this is going to suck. It's yeah, it's an interesting one. I'm just going to do this while we wait. Waiting forever. I'm going to grab my... Oh, I think you should capture the whole thing as a course, and I'm pretty sure that there are many hobbyists will be taking interest in it. Yeah, I've had a few people say, like, why don't you make a course? I don't know. The only problem I have with making a course is I don't really enjoy teaching. Like, I don't mind doing this because I'd be doing this anyway, guys. I'd be making this short film anyway, and all I'm doing is just live streaming it. And then instead of thinking it, I'm just saying it. So I don't mind doing that. But when it comes to teaching, I don't know. I feel like there's so many courses out there as well. So it's like, I don't know if people would be interested in my course. Because it's like, what are your qualifications? Like, I made a channel. Like, excuse me? Like, I made a YouTube channel. Okay. You worked on any professional films? Not yet. I'm like, okay. So I think I'm going to go and buy this course over here that was actually made by someone who's worked on big films. That's kind of the way I look at it right now. That's not to say I won't ever do it. There might come a time where I feel like, actually, I think I've got something here that I can give to people, and it'll be something they've never heard of. Yeah, man, it's all good. Oh, it's done, guys. Oh, finally. Okay, here we go. Now we can start to have some fun. So we'll export a level sequence. We could export an animation. If we exported an animation, it would just be usable straight off. But that's not what we want to do. We want to export level sequence. Okay? That's what's important here. Because that will allow us to then actually reanimate aspects. Because there might be glitches. You never know. Sometimes there are glitches. And you have to fix them. So we're going to export a level sequence, and it's called Anatar. We're going to call it facial mocap. Make sure you label everything appropriately. There's a lot of loading screens, man. Come on now. There we go. There we go. All right. There we go. That's better. Now, obviously, we don't want it to be this face, right? So if I hit play, if I move this over here, you'll be able to see how cool this looks. Actually, do you know what? Let's bring a light here. Let's bring a light in here, because I think this will make it look... Oh my days. I keep hitting my damn mic, man. I'm not good at this. Alright, here we go. There we go. Okay. I know that's kind of irrelevant because we won't be actually using this lighting setup, but it's just more for while I work on this. So first thing we need to do is we need to change... let's delete this audio. We don't need the audio. Let's change the face, right? Because right now it's my face, and sure, it works, but we don't want it to be matched to our face. We want it matched to Anatar's head. So we click on that and boom. Oh, it's gone up. So let's fix that. Let's come out. We're going to change the focal length of this thing so it's a bit more accurate to what we will be using. There we go. Let's add a keyframe in. So there you go. looking pretty good. So let's see what this looks like once it starts playing a bit. That head movement won't be there, by the way, when we put it on our MetaHuman. That will disappear. It's only there right now because it's... MetaHuman Animator can be used for head movement as well as facial mocaps. So let's say you... Excuse me, if you just wanted a shot with the character maybe looking at the camera and kind of just moving their head as they would with acting, you can just have the phone kind of placed on a table in front of you and film yourself from like shoulder width up, and you can get some pretty awesome facial mocap but also head movement for like maybe a monologue piece. So that's why that's there. But once you attach this facial data to a body, it disappears, the head movement. So let's see what this looks like. Why don't you place it directly on the MetaHuman on main scene? Because I have to fix the mocap here. If I bake this out, and then put it on the MetaHuman, the problem with that is then I can't really change it, which I know sounds weird, but for some reason, and maybe someone in the comments can say something, but what's going on here? Won't let me go any higher. Okay, that is all right. I'm just gonna ignore that. But yeah, there's this weird glitch that happens where if you try to... Wait, where is it? Oh, here, okay. Okay, so let's see what this looks like. Fine with this. Don't mind this. Let's see... Okay, so there we want to make the emotion look a bit more extreme there. Just a little, not too much, because then it looks over animated. You can over animate things. It's totally possible to over animate things, and we want to avoid that. So we're going to add a keyframe to everything there. And then we're going to add one there. So let's type in browse. Here we go. I believe it is lateral. I believe that's... Yes, it is. Okay. So that's what it's doing. So what if we bring it into 0.3? We want to do it subtly. I don't want to do too much, you know? I think it's very easy to overdo this, because also for some, as you can see, there's no hair on him. Like, he doesn't have his eyebrows, he doesn't have anything, and again, it's just like this weird, bizarre thing that happens with metahumans when you strictly work on the facial animation. There's a lot of weird things like that. Okay, that looks cool. Cool. Yeah, metahumans. I don't know what it is. It's just something about metahuman. It just it's been out for a while now. Well, I don't know. It's been out since like 2020, 2021. And there's still a lot of weird things that they've put into it, and I'm like, why did you do that? Why didn't you just do it this way? It would have been a lot easier. But I'm not a programmer, so I'm not going to question it all that much, because they might come back with a really solid answer. Okay, so here again, here we go. So this is where make him look a little bit more sinister. Because he doesn't look very sinister there, he just looks kind of happy. Okay. So and then let's do this. The nose position. It's about the nose position, I think. Do you think there needs to be a bit more squinting around the nose? Because I could see that. What software did you use for that facial capture? I used MetaHuman Animator, which is free. It is a live link face app. It's what it's called, live link face app. I believe you need an iPhone 12 and up in order to use it, because it uses the depth camera that Face ID uses, and it does a normal pass and then a face depth pass, and then it combines the two and makes really high quality stuff. Yes, the last part where he kind of smiles. Yeah, like some sort of snarl. I think I agree with you, mate. I think there needs to be a bit more of a snarl in his face. Thanks for the info. Yeah, no worries, man. Happy to help out in any way I can. For MetaHuman Animator, yes. Unfortunately, it is. I mean, from what I've heard, which is unfortunate, because it's like, damn, man, you get a lot more filmmakers out there that, you know, have Android and could be pretty cool. There is a version of it you can use on Android, I believe, but it just doesn't. It can't use the depth pass, so it's not as accurate straight out of the box. Whereas this, there's not much I have to do to it in order for it to look really good. It's kind of unfortunate, honestly. It would be really cool if they came out with a version of it that uses Android. I think it would benefit a lot of people, you know? Okay. What about this? What's this do? Ah, there you go. That's what we want to do. Bit of a snarl. All I understood is we need a depth camera. Yeah, basically on an iPhone, you know how there's the Face ID, right? Any iPhone that can do the Face ID should be able to use it, because basically it's using the normal camera and then it's using the depth camera. Yeah. Now gonna invest in that one then. Yeah. I believe it's either iPhone 12 or iPhone 13 up. But I would definitely double check that. Because you don't want to buy the wrong one and then you can't use it. So do not take my word for it. Just do your own research and make sure you get it right. Because, yeah. I don't want to... I don't want to be the reason that messes up for you. I think that works. I need to get a better angle with this camera. There we go. Yeah. Okay, I want to make his eyebrows a bit more sinister. So we're going to do that. What up? Painting Games. What up, man? Bro, do you work at any graphic company? I do not. Oh, do you know what? Story time. I'll tell you this. This will be interesting. But yeah, welcome. Welcome, Painting Games. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah. I know, you don't want to wake up to that look, do you? It wouldn't be a fun one. But yeah, to answer your question, saying, do you work at any graphic company? Well, the short answer is no. I am unemployed. But the long answer, which won't be too long, I'll keep it short so we can get back onto this, because I'm not going to rant. But what was it? So last summer, I was hired by Industrial Light and Magic. If you don't know who Industrial Light and Magic is, they are the company that started in the 70s, was founded by George Lucas, and they are the guys who basically do all the VFX, all the CG, all the graphics for Star Wars, Indiana Jones, E.T. They do stuff with Avatar, James Bond, Mission Impossible, Ghostbusters, Star Trek, so much. They do like Marvel, DC. They've done so much, right? They're one of the biggest and one of the first VFX companies to ever exist. They are awesome. However, I got the call saying, you're hired. I went in for a job interview. They really enjoyed me. They hired me. It was awesome. It was a dream come true. And I was set to start at the beginning of September. However, unfortunately, at some time during the summer, the actors and the writers went on strike. And when the actors and writers went on strike, production of all films went down the shitter. And unfortunately, that meant there was no work coming in. So, a newbie who's about to start in September is one of the first people you let go. So I got the call about a month out from when I was supposed to start saying, we're letting you go. sorry, we can't hire you. And so I lost that job. And ever since then, I have been unemployed. Yeah. And I was supposed to be rehired, but then I never got a call. I never heard back from them. Well, I did, but they just said, we're not going to hire you. And I was like, why? And they didn't really give me an answer. So, I don't know. Pretty crap. Sucks. And that's kind of what fueled me to then do this channel. Because I was like, fine. If everyone's just going to kick me to the curb, I'm going to do it myself. So that's what this channel's about. It's just, I want to do what I love. And if companies are going to be like, oh, you need to have 20 years experience in order to work as a junior. And it's like, well, I need to get into your company to get the experience. And like, yeah, but you need the experience first. And how am I supposed to get it if you're not going to hire me? It's the paradox. And the VFX industry isn't the only one victim to it. It's pretty much every industry. They're like, you need experience. I'm like, yeah, but I need a job to get experience. And a bunch of dumbasses, really. Not ILM. ILM are awesome. Those guys are lovely. Most of them. Some of them hurt me pretty badly by lying to me and leading me on. It's kind of like having a toxic girlfriend. Kept leading me on and then dumped me. You're on hold, man. Don't worry. I'm sure if they grow their company, you will be one of the first ones. Hopefully. But I'm not going to sit around and wait. So, yeah. I'm doing freelance right now. That's what I'm focusing on. Just doing freelance. I recently signed a contract for a freelance job, which I'm not allowed to talk about. So that's pretty cool. But that will be some, because that's why I wasn't making any videos for a while, because I was in a tricky pickle with finance. I wasn't making any money, and the channel is nowhere near big enough for me to be making money either. So I was just kind of like, well, I need to try and find some freelance. I need to focus on getting freelance. And now it looks like I'm going to, at least for the next 6 months, I'm going to be having something coming in, which will allow me to invest more into the channel. Because really, all that I make, I'm just going to reinvest into the channel. Apart from like buying fruit and veg and chicken and rice from Aldi, and then like, maybe if I need to buy more tech and stuff and softwares or assets for more short films for you guys to enjoy. But other than that, all of it will probably just go back into the channel and trying to build this thing up. But yeah, that's pretty much the situation. So hopefully that answers your question. I ranted on for a bit there. I apologize. Get back to it. And this creepy ass face. But let's see how this looks. It's pretty damn creepy to me. And that's where he goes from looking fair to looking evil. And that's the point. I think we'll do the nose squint as well. Nose squint? I don't know. Here as well. Yeah, we will. All nonsense channels are growing too quickly, but I'm pretty sure talent wins at the end of the day. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm enjoying it, honestly. Like, the love and support I'm getting from you guys has been awesome. And so, you know, especially recently, like with my back injury, I know I'm like a broken record with it. I used to get teased about it. Like, they were like, oh, my back. And they'd like tease me about talking about my back injury. But hey, it's chronic, right? I'm going to have it for the rest of my life. So it's a part of me. But when I was really struggling with my back injury, and I literally for 2 weeks, I couldn't walk. I was bedbound for 2 weeks because of the nerve damage. And it could not have come at a better time. But while I was in that and I was so low, I was so depressed, you guys were just supporting away on all my videos. You were commenting, leaving so much love and support, so many of you guys subscribed as well, which was incredible, and it was a really special moment for me. I was like, here I am, bedbound, feeling like crap, and I'm getting all this love and support from people who don't even really know me, but they just know my work. And it felt really good. So yeah, seriously guys, I with all my heart, thank you for all the support that you guys do. It's helped me through an immensely difficult time, and those difficult times are not over. I've still got a big storm ahead of me, and just pushing through. Dude, I got 2 herniated discs, so I know exactly how you're feeling. Keep your head up. Dude, exactly. I've got a bulging disc as well. I think that's the same thing as herniated. I've heard some doctors say it's herniated. I've heard some doctors call it bulging. But I got a scan and they were like, yep, you got a bulging disc and it's pressing on your sciatica. So that's why things like sitting are a no-go, because it really hurts. So I'm either standing up or I'm laying down. That's why I have a standing desk now, because it's way less painful, believe it or not. So, all right, let's finish this up, and then let's bring this onto our character, because I think we are. It's really incredible. You're standing up at your desk as well. There you go. Oh, look at us disabled ass people, eh? I make the joke with like my dad. I'm like, dude, I'm 23, man, and I've got this back injury. Like, what the hell is 70 gonna look like? Do you know what? I kind of like how right there, I'm not sure if you guys saw that, how he almost looks a bit sad, like a bit innocent. I kind of like that, because it's, again, there's a line in Lord of the Rings where, I think it's in Fellowship of the Ring, they say, they're talking about a character, about whether he's evil or not. And Frodo says, I believe if he was evil, he would appear fairer, but seem fouler. And I think that's a really cool way to describe Sauron. He appears fair, but he is foul. He's rotten to the core. So I kind of like that there's moments where he almost looks good, almost looks innocent, and then it gets hidden by the evil, you know, it gets back wrapped up in the evil. I think it does a good job. So for example, this bit where he looks dead into the camera and he's got the evil smile. And then right there is going to be a really cool match cut from him in his fair form. And it's going to be then him in his black armor from the movies. And he's going to be standing there with the ring. And he's going to have like a big mace in his hand. He's going to raise his hand up, and there's going to be like a huge army of orcs that all then raise their swords when he does it. And it's going to be like really cool Mordor music playing. It's going to be very cool. So it is going to be short, though. It's going to be around 60 to 90 seconds long. Because I want to start getting more stuff out to you guys. And if I'm constantly making short films the same length as Real Steel 2 or Deja Vu, it's going to be months in between each short film, which isn't fun for anyone, right? I want to make more content for you guys, especially as this channel grows. So I'm trying to also balance shorter short films, mini short films, so that there's more content for you guys to consume. Because the live streams isn't for everyone, right? So I get it. All right. So now that this is done and we're happy with how it looks, we need to bake it down as an animation so we can slap it onto our full metahuman. Because we don't want a floating head. As cool as a floating head might look, we don't want a floating head. So we're going to right click on Samster ID. We select our rig. We right click. And then we click Bake Animation Sequence. Okay, so we click Bake Animation Sequence, and then it's gonna, you don't have to click anything here. The only thing I would recommend you do is you change the name so that you can find it. All right, So I'm going to call it Anitar Facial Animation Polished. So that I know, okay, not only is this Anitar's facial mocap, but it's also the cleaned up version. Right? Hit export. It's going to take a second because it is a fat animation. I did it all in one take, which can feel like a bit much at this point in the process, but long term it's a lot better to just do it all in one take, because then you don't have to keep swapping out mocap data. Oh my days. I keep hitting this thing. Keep swapping out facial mocap as well. It can become a problem. So, right. Let's find our sequence again, shall we? Anetaro 1. Alright. Now, we don't have a camera. Here we go. So, first up, we're going to sync the facial mocap. Okay, so we're going to come down here and we're going to find face. So we're going to select on face, we're going to click plus, and we're going to go animation. And there it is, Anitar facial animation polished. We click on that. Oh no, where's his head gone? Don't worry, once again, this is something that for some reason the developers have not fixed, and you have to fix it yourself every single time you do this. But essentially what you got to do is you've got to click on body, click on all, scroll right to the top, and you see disable post-process. So you're going to tick that. Look, his head's back. Well, that's not all you got to do. Then you've got to go to animation mode, and you've got to click this diamond with a plus, and that's just to keyframe it. Okay? So we've keyframed the animation mode, and we've disabled the post-process. Okay? And then we do the exact same to the head. Disable post-process, keyframe. Boom. Now they're reattached. Don't ask me. I just threw a USB on the ground. Very smooth, Sam. Don't ask me why, because I don't know. You just have to do this every time. If the developers at Epic Games could fix this so we don't have to keep doing this every damn time, that would be awesome. But for some reason, it's still a problem. I don't know why. Or it could be that I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I'm doing something completely wrong and it's causing the glitch to happen. You know what I'm saying? So, who knows? I don't know anymore. It's taken a while, eh? It's just important to save because Unreal can get a bit finicky. The worst feeling is when you work on a project for like 30 minutes and you're like in that flow state and then all of a sudden you don't hit save, so then it crashes and then it's gone. Ruins it. The head doesn't look like it's attached to the body seamlessly. Yes, it doesn't. Don't worry. It will be in a second. Happy to join your live. Love from Bangladesh. Dude. Love from UK. England. I don't know why I said it like that, but thank you, man. Thank you for taking the time to join us in this live stream. I do get what you mean. His head is, you can see right there, and that's because it's doing that. Now, it's not done yet, right? So we did those things that I just told you, but look, they're still separate. What's going on? It's okay. This is what you have to do. Go to your sequence, and you right-click your sequence. And you see here it says Open Map. You basically just have to reload the map. I don't know why. Again, this is some sort of weird glitch. You just have to do it. Once I've reloaded the map, now I come in here, and boom. The head is attached. No problems. I don't know why it does that. It's some sort of weird glitch in Unreal Engine that is still there to this day. You just have to learn how to go around it. There's a lot of that in Unreal where you just have to figure out your way around it. But yeah, man, thank you for tuning in. Love back to you. We've got another question. What's your PC specs? Okay, so my PC specs are an Intel Core i9 I think I've got a terabyte of memory on this thing, or just under a terabyte on this memory of this thing. And then I've got a 3090 GPU, which I know usually gets a reaction out of people. They're like, "What? You got a 3090? How the hell did you afford that?" I sold my car. I'm not even joking. I sold my car. I literally couldn't afford it, and I sold my car in order to buy this PC. That is how dedicated I am. Basically, it was right in the middle of when Russia invaded Ukraine, and so gas prices shot up to the stars, and I had insurance coming up. I had yearly tax coming up. I had just spent quite a lot of money on it, fixing it. And so it was like, and I was a struggling student. I was just about to graduate. I barely had any money. And I was like, I've got to pay insurance for a year. I've got to pay tax for a year. And now gas prices are insane. It's just going to be easier to sell this thing. So I ended up selling it. I sold it. And then I used the money that I got from the car to buy the computer that has a 3090 in it. It was a pre-made PC. Yes, I know. People are like, oh, why did you get a pre-made PC? You should have just made it yourself. I don't know how to. Okay, computers confuse me when it comes to building them. My brother is better at that. So I just got a pre-made one. And it had, I knew the specs I was looking for, and it has what I need, right? It had a terabyte of memory, it has an Intel Core i9, and it has a 3090 GPU. And that was exactly what I needed. There was one left in stock. Because everyone was buying the 3090s to farm their bitcoins or whatever BS they were doing. So there was not many out there, but I found one, and I bought it. And I nicknamed it the Black Mamba from Megamind. Because it's, I don't know, it's a big boy and it's black. I don't know. I thought it was funny. It's less funny out loud. Okay, so this is what we got to do now, right? Is the sync clap. Got to make sure that the facial mocap and the body mocap line up perfectly. Okay, so this is what we do. We come down here. We're going to turn off the magnet so that we can focus on... Alright, that's about where it happens. So, let's... Let's see. There we go. That's synced up pretty well. And we'll fix all this stuff, don't worry. Just seeing if it all looks fine. Looking fine so far. Not seeing any weird. What is your goal, bro? In life? What do you mean? Like, my goal in terms of what? The channel, this short film? Like, what do you mean when you say, what is your goal? Okay, so that's... Interesting. So there's some problems there where the hands... Ah, it's this hand. Okay, so this hand is a bit off. So I'll have to go in and realign the hand. Your life. Damn, bro, it's a deep question. My goal is to... Hang on one second. I'm just seeing if this looks good. Yeah. He looks menacing right there. He looks like every guy at the pub with a polo when they say take a photo. They all do that. Sweet. Okay. To answer your question, what is my goal in life? My goal in life is to be successful doing what I love so that I can spoil those who I love. That's pretty much it in one sentence. I want to be incredibly successful in what I love, which is filmmaking, and using visual effects to tell stories, and then take that and use that success to spoil those that I love, but also not just spoil those that I love, help people who are in need. Because I like helping people. It feels good. It feels good to help people. But yeah, I would say ultimately, I want to grow. It would be great to be able to grow this channel to a point where I'm able to make money from it, you know, and be able to collaborate with other YouTubers. I actually, hang on, before we continue, I'll tell you guys this. I actually have an idea that I really want to do with another YouTuber, but I'm not big enough really right now, so no one really knows I exist. But when they do, it would be cool. But I want to collaborate with a YouTuber where we make like a short film, like a short film, like a 60 to 90 second cinematic of that. Maybe if it's a group of YouTubers, or it could just be one YouTuber, where we put them in Unreal Engine, put them in a motion capture suit, and we make like a cool cinematic, like, you know, those League of Legends and World of Warcraft cinematics that are made, and people always love them. Like, I would love to make one of those, but all the characters are like YouTubers that people love, you know, and have them all in mocap suits, and like, you know, and have that fun of being able to see a digital version of you, but maybe they're a witch, or they're a knight, or they're some big juggernaut, or, you know, whatever. It could be, I just think it would be something really cool to do and collaborate with a bigger YouTuber where that's something that they would enjoy. That could be a video for them, like vlogging, maybe them being in the mocap studio and stuff like that. And then obviously you guys as my audience would love it because it's another short film to enjoy, you know? So that was like an idea I have, but my channel's not big enough to do that right now, you know? If it keeps growing, maybe then people would take notice, but like right now I probably just come across as like a loco crazy person in their DMs, you know what I mean? Okay, so I think you should also work with musicians. At the end it will be, oh yeah, no, that's true. Music videos, that's a cool opportunity, definitely. Music videos is definitely a cool opportunity, I think. I've seen freelance artists do really cool collaborations with 3D art. I've seen really cool artists, like CG and VFX artists, collaborate with musicians, and they make some really cool stuff. Thank you, man. You're thinking level legends, bro. You will be successful in life. Pray for you. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see. Okay. So this is looking nice. Let's now let's do this. Props. Because we need to bring in some props, guys. Because we can't start animating until we've put all the props in the character's hands. Because otherwise we might do things that, once the props are in, don't work. Like their arm might clip through something, or, you know, we need to make sure that it all aligns properly. Okay. So let me open this up. I'm just going to find the okay. So we've got a few things. So first off, we've got Anatar crown, because I was looking at a lot of reference, and Anatar has a golden crown, like a, not a crown, like, I don't know what you would call it, but he has like some sort of diadem thing, like some sort of, and that seems to be this thing that he wears on his head. Kind of makes him look like a prince, and I like it. It looks like that. Let's have a look at it so you guys can get an idea of what I mean. So it kind of looks like this. The naked... This naked Anatar is better than Amazon's. I should just release the naked cut, shouldn't I? Release a version where he's wearing his clothing, and then release a version where he just looks like this. No hair, no nothing. That... Do you know what? Actually, I will do that, and I'll make it a members-only video. I've been meaning to, like, add... I wanted to add the members thing. Add, like, a thing where, like, you could... Because I already have one of the perks being that you get access to videos before everyone else. But that would be quite funny if maybe like there's like a skit version of each film that I make. That's something else, but only like members get to see it or something. I don't know. Just coming up, just shooting out ideas. That could be something maybe. I don't know if people are interested maybe in that, but I don't know. Like, I don't know if anyone really wants to see Anatar naked, you know. And I don't know what YouTube would think of that either if that was the thumbnail. Yeah, exactly. Amazon's Anatar or this. Oh, mate. Okay, so we've got the crown. We now need the hammer. So, Celebrimbor hammer. We're going to import the textures into here. Okay, textures are there. And then the Celebrimbor hammer. Okay. There we go. This is what it looks like. Let you guys know. I mean, it's pretty damn huge. Well, I'll have to scale it down. But it looks kind of like this. In the game, Sauron beats Celebrimbor's family to forever sleep with this thing. And then he lodges this side of it into Celebrimbor's head. Which is way more brutal than the Amazon show. Okay. So now let's bring the real special one. The One Ring. Bring the textures in. And then the asset in. There we go. Can you put some art directing and make gold material of the crown a bit more darkened gold, like an alloy? Yeah, so, well, this is one thing I should let you guys know. I've already textured everything. The reason why stuff looks like this right now is just because this was the way I color-coded it. This isn't actually the textures, okay? So you'll notice that in a second. So if I come in here, and I'll put this, do you know what? Let's put it on his head. Let's go back. I'll show you what I mean. When you import stuff into Unreal, it kind of does this thing where it just assigns a solid color to it at first, and then you have to do the textures. I've already textured them. I textured them using Substance Painter. Funnily enough, I hated texturing for a very long time, and then I started using Substance Painter, and now I love texturing. It's actually really fun. Because it has a lot of really cool procedural textures that you can work with, which just... Do you know what we will also do is we'll bring this guy's hair back just for this bit, because it will allow me to make sure that these props look more appropriate, you know? Oh, that's right. I'll fix that in a second. Yeah, it does. I hated texturing before, and now it's one of my favorite one of my favorite bits. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to be honest. I'm pretty happy with how that looks. So obviously we need to change the textures, right? The textures are this like solid color right now, and that's not what we want. So this is what we do. We've got our textures all here. We've got our base color, we've got a metallic, we've got our normal, and we've got our roughness. Okay, so this is what we are going to be using for the textures, and we might further change the textures because they might not look that great once we put them on. I always find that they look rather different once we actually bring them into Unreal. So we will see how things look. Ooh, see? It's like a bit more of like a, and you can see like surface imperfections, scratches and stuff, as if he's worn it to a good amount. I like that. I really like that. See what I mean? It looks way better now. Looks way better. Hey, sup? Glad I could catch the end of the stream. Yeah, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're just... yeah, exactly. I think it looks way better now with this. Yeah, we're just sorting out the props for this character, Anatar, which is Sauron's fair form. I keep saying that. I know it's probably annoying people. We're now going to bring Celebrimbor's hammer in here. I am going to... Do you know what? Let's just... Oh my days, that is a very large hammer. Maybe a little too big. I definitely screwed up the scale in Blender. But, oh well, here's what it is. That's about the scale, yeah. Okay. The one ring. No, I don't want... It's huge as well. How's that? Let's see what this looks like in comparison to his finger. Just want to see. I think that's perfect. And again, we will fix the textures. Did you make the ring yourself? It was a free model. I textured it myself. It was just like a wedding ring. I could model it myself, but I've been juggling freelance and stuff, so when I can just find a free model, I just grab it, but then I do all the texturing. I bring it into Substance and I completely retexture it myself. Because I don't believe in ripping off other people's work, so if I'm going to use a free model that's like copyright free, I'm still going to like take the time to retexture it so that some of it is still at least my effort, you know? I don't want to just rip off someone else's stuff. Okay, so we'll do the ring last. This does not have a texture, so let's make a new material. Let's call it Celebrimbor Hammer. I might have spelt that wrong. Oh well. Let's slap it onto this. Let's open up Celebrimbor's hammer. Bring these into here. what is that? That is base color, metallic, normal, and roughness. And so let's create a multiply node. You hold down M and then you left click. It creates a multiply node. Put that into roughness. Apply. There you go. That looks nice. It's supposed to look like it's made out of silver. So that's what it looks like. It's supposed to look like it's beautifully made out of silver. What is that? Is that a light? That is. That's a light that's casting that. Okay. Don't worry. Okay, now let's do this, because this is kind of cool the way I've set it up, so it should look pretty cool. One ring, new textures. There they all are. Bring them all in. Okay. So we've got some pretty cool ones. So we've got base color into the base color. We then got emissive, because obviously the black speech on the ring is gonna glow. We got a height. We don't need the height one. Metallic. Let's plug that into the metallic. Normal. Plug that into the. Not actually. What we'll do is we'll create a parameter for the normal, because the normal, as you can see, is it's the language as well, and it's not an engraving. If you've seen in the film, the black speech is not an engraving. It just appears when it's put into flame. So I want to make sure that we do that. So it won't initially show the writing on it. It will only be once he finishes crafting it that the words will appear. So plug that into there. There's nothing. What are you using your mocap? I'm using my mocap on this guy. Ugh, he's headless. But yeah, the mocap there is just me, and he's just going to be with the hammer. And he's just going to be forging the ring. And then once he finishes forging it, there's going to be like a big shockwave that kind of sends all this dust into the air, and he kind of steps back. And then he lowers his hand and he sees this glowing, really sharp glowing light. And as he gets closer, the light kind of becomes less overwhelming, and you notice that it's the glow from the ring. He's going to pick up the ring, put on the ring, kind of go like this to look at it, and then he's going to look dead into the camera, have like kind of an evil smile, and then it's going to be this like cool match cut from his fair form looking like this, and then he's going to look like the black armor version of Sauron. Yes, I am using Rococo. I'm using the Rococo suit. Smart Suit Pro 2. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to convert this into a parameter. So you right click and then you convert it into a parameter, and then I'm going to just type in normal. Now, by having this as a parameter, what it allows me to do is I can then keyframe this. So I could, in the sequencer, say, okay, from this frame to this frame, I want the normal map not to be applied, and then from this one to this one, I want it to be applied, and you know, the same as like you would keyframe like an emissive light, maybe getting stronger over time. Because initially, we might not want this to be at its all most powerful, right? And we're going to do the same here. We're going to convert this to a parameter and call it emissive. Is that how you spell emissive? I'm dyslexic. I am sorry if I've spelt that wrong. Plug that into emissive color, and let's see how strong we want this. Ooh, look at that, guys. Looks pretty cool. I think it needs, honestly, I think it needs to be a bit more gold. Not that. That's the wrong one. You know, it doesn't look... It doesn't look as gold as I want it to. There we go. Because that's a bit... It almost looks silver. Now that looks gold. That's better. Yeah, that's much better. Sweet. Okay, so let's now make sure we attach all of these things. So, make sure that this is right. And he would have it a little further up to have some weight to it. And be a bit further along. Again, I can tighten the fingers as well, make it look a bit better. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to hit add Celebrimbor. Add a keyframe, and then we're going to go attach, preserve all, annotate, body, hand, right. For some reason, someone probably knows how to fix this. Maybe they'll leave a comment. I don't know why, but it does this, where it moves away, and then I have to bring it back. Someone said that by clicking preserve all, it prevents it from doing that. It does not prevent it from doing that. As you saw, I just clicked preserve all, and it still did it. So. But it's not that bad, you know. We'll make that mocap look a lot better, because as you can see, it's a bit like, ooh. See how he's like holding it? So we'll open his arm up and bring it up a bit more. Oh, okay. When you attach it to the hand, you must make sure the transforms are zeroed out on the item. Got it. Got it. Okay, then that'll be why. That'll be why. Things are not zeroed out. I don't want to zero things out though, because it will disappear. If I just do this, I'm just gonna. This might not work, but okay, that didn't work. Because it has worked before, and now it's not. So I'm like, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Whatever. I'll try and find a YouTube video. I don't want to. Attach them in. Yeah, that's true. I could attach them inside the blueprint. The only reason why I wasn't bothering to do that is just because like it's the one scene, if that makes sense. Like if it was multiple scenes, then I would have done it that way. But I just figured, like, is there a point? But I guess I could. All right, let's just do this head. It's fine. I really don't care. I will fix it. No problem. I'll learn. I'm self-taught as well, so it's like there's probably weird things that I don't know how to do, and I'm sure there'll be people that watch these live streams and be like, how the hell does he know how to do that, but he doesn't know how to do that? And I'll be like, I do not know. There we go. Actually makes sense if there's a bit of a slant down to it. Because it would. Did I? Wait, what? Okay, hang on. Did I attach? I did attach it to the head. Okay, I'm just gonna reload it. Maybe it's because I didn't reload it and that's why it looks weird. Oh, it is. I know exactly what I've done wrong. It's because the head's detached. Okay, I know how to fix this. Oh, mate. Alright. Delete that. Start over. Let's reopen this map, because that's what's happened. Is because it's detached, it's pulling an odd one. There we go. So if I come back there, that looks cool. If you will catch a model from outside, I had a Barador model uploaded on Sketchfab 3 years ago, free to download, but not for close shots. Ooh, dude, that would be awesome. Yeah, I do have a plan on having a wide shot. Where I was going to do a wide shot with Mount Doom and Barador, so that would be really cool, actually. Thank you, because I was starting. I had begun planning, like, okay, I need to buy a model, or I need to like download a free model or something of Barador, and just, you know, have it off in the distance, because it's not a focal point. Okay. Now. Wait, hang on. Oh, is there? But then it's not there. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Whatever. Yes, it might not be the best, since back then I was trying to learn Blender, but it was very accurately written. Oh, that's fine, man. I mean, again, the shot, it's not going to be a huge amount of shots. Again, the focus is this being just like a fun mini short film animation, so the goal isn't for it to be this crazy detailed thing. Other than these shots need to be more detailed. So I was just going to have the one cool wide shot, so I'm sure it will work, because it's just a wide shot. You don't have to worry about everything being crazy detailed. If it's too far away from the camera, then you're not even gonna notice. And that is literally one of the greatest things ever said by VFX artists. He's a little princess. Oh, this little mass... Oh, I can't say that word. Well, I don't know. See, this is what I mean. I'm new to YouTube, man, so... I never know, like, what's appropriate. Okay, let's just see what this looks like. I mean, the hair is horrific, so we'll have to clean that up. Remove the attack function from the sequencer. Zero out the item in the scene you want to attach. Re-add the attach modifier to sequencer with correct bone, and it should snap right to the bone. Oh, wow. Okay. I will definitely do that in the future. Thank you so much. That is really helpful, actually. I was struggling on that one. I think the hair is simulating a little too much. I did up it, you know. I did increase the intensity of the hair simulation. And I think the only problem with the hair simulation being so intense is that it covers the face up a little too much. That's better. See how it's covering his face a little less now? Because what's important is, like, you have to see his face. Yeah, that's way better now. It's still simulating, it's still flowing, but I just basically lowered the intensity of the hair simulation, so it should... Yeah, this is way better. Way, way better. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. It's got a long way to go, but it's looking pretty cool. What settings did you just play with to fix the hair? I will let you know. Here we go. So, you come to hair, and you see with this little, like, it looks like a feather, right? And basically, it's strand size. So, I'm going to hit save, because this sometimes causes the program to crash when you change it too many times. But the lower the strand size, the less simulation. Okay? It basically... I think it starts simulating it in chunks. So, for example, if I were to set this to 2, watch, it disappears. Let's say I set it to 4. It appears, but it barely is simulating this front bit. The front bit is what I'm changing right now. I'm not affecting the back bit. The back bit still has a high strand size, and that's why it is simulating so realistically. Let's say I go 32. See how much more weight there is to it? How much more it falls to the ground? But the problem is, look, it's incredibly heavy on the system, and it covers the face. So I originally had it at this, but even that, it's a bit much. So by lowering it to 8, it just, see, it's still there. It's still simulating, it's still interacting with things, but I can see the character's face. Obviously, we need to fix some things here with the arm. I am so lucky to have found this channel. Your content is awesome. Dude, thank you. That is very, very sweet of you to say. I'm just a normal guy. Nothing special about me. I'm just, you know, doing what I love and expressing it. Yeah, no worries, man. I once I discovered it, it helped me a ton as well, so... Yeah, exactly. Being able to art direct hair simulations is like, oh, Because that's why I hate simulations. You can never really control what happens. So it's annoying. Oh, is there some, hang on. There's something popped up on the camera. I'm just going to make sure it's still working. What does that say? The camera's overheating. So if the camera dies, guys, just letting you know. And I love seeing others' workflows and ways. Always something to learn. It's very true. Always something to learn. Let's come together in a Discord group, guys. We can support each other. Funny you say that. I have a Discord. If you guys want to join the Discord, let me do this. I will send a link for the Discord into the group, into the chat. All right, and then you guys can join. There's already 10 of us in the Discord, so I think you guys will fit right in. There we go. There you go. That is the link to the Discord, guys. Sweet, you're already in the Discord? That's awesome. So there you go. That is the link to the Discord. So feel free to join, guys. We've got just a few channels in there right now. We've got one where you can show your own work. You can ask for feedback. We've got a couple chat rooms if you ever need to like talk with people. And then we've got an announcement page where I'll post links to anything that I post and stuff like that. But it's just supposed to be fun. I'm quite new to Discord. I've only had it for a few months, but it should be fun for us all to enjoy, you know? All right, I'm just going to fix the lining up of his arm here. And then I think for today, we're going to call it there just because we are almost at 2.5 hours. Which is quite long. Sweet, man. But yeah, it's supposed to be just a cool place where you guys can all share your work, chat with each other, link with different people. Yeah, just keep it all civil. Which I mean, you guys are all cool, so don't worry. I'm teasing. I'm just teasing. This is going to be very finicky. Next live stream, fidgety. Because I'm going to have to come in here and keyframe this ring. Which will be interesting. But let's see what we've done. We've done our mocap. We've adjusted the shoulders. We've adjusted his face. We will clean this stuff up next stream. It always takes me more than one stream to clean up all the mocap. But it's all looking cool. It's going to be an interesting one as people come in and start watching our new live streams, and they're just going to see this dude in his underwear and you're like, what the hell is this guy making? I'm like, all right, chill. All right, chill. Sweet. That looks all good. Hair going a bit crazy there. That all looks good to me. All right, so what did we achieve today? Well, we imported our mocap. We imported our facial mocap. We've cleaned up our facial mocap. We've begun cleaning up our body mocap. We've added in the props. We fixed the hair. We fixed the lighting. I highly recommend MetaTailor, an easy way to rig clothing for metahumans. I've had a few people tell me about this. I am going to check it out because I have a free subscription for 2 months to Marvelous Designer, and so I want to learn that, but I have heard really good things about MetaTailor. I've seen a few tutorials pop up on YouTube, so I'm going to check them out as well because I think that's going to be really cool. So yeah, thank you. But yeah, I think we've done quite a lot today. I'm really happy with the progress we've made. We will continue next live stream, which is Saturday. I am live. If you're new here, guys, I am live every Wednesday and Saturday at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. for me. I'm in England, so 5 p.m. over here in England. I don't know what time it is for you guys, 5 p.m., but just feel free to pop by. The live streams in their entirety are up on my channel, so even if you can't make it, they'll still be up in the channel for you to enjoy. But yeah, if you are new here, or maybe you've been here for a while, consider looking around on the channel. We've got some short films on here for you to enjoy, some informative videos for you to enjoy. We've got the other live streams for you to enjoy. We've also got behind the scenes videos for you to enjoy that show my creative process of how I made just some of the short films that are on my channel for you guys to enjoy. You might learn a thing or two, you might not, you might just have a fun time watching it, who knows. I'm a beginner in Unreal. This project seems to be so difficult to make. Well, yeah, man, it's welcome, and it's awesome to hear that you are dipping your toes into Unreal. Go for it, man. It's an awesome software. Yeah, there are elements of this that are even out of what I'm comfortable in, but that's the best way to learn. Every project you make, there's got to be something about it that is new, something about it that is intimidating, something about it that is a little worrying. You're like, am I going to be able to pull this off? You need to do that for every single project you work on. Otherwise, you're not going to be growing. You're not going to be improving. So there's a lot of aspects of this that are new to me and difficult, but I love it, right? Bring it on. Bring it on. But yeah, guys, consider looking around on the channel. If you have not subscribed already, consider subscribing. Like I said, I am live every Wednesday and every Saturday. We've got Real Steel 2 on the way. We've got this Lord of the Rings short film on the way. I've got a bunch of other short films as well that I'm working on in the background that once these ones are finished, they'll become more of the focal point. Lots of stuff on the way, guys. It's awesome to see this channel grow. It's awesome to see these live streams grow and more of you guys hang out with me. It's really awesome. It's my highlight of my day. So thank you all for taking the time to be a part of this stream. And like I said, I will be live this coming Saturday. So until then, in a bit, lads.
You